Tonight, cleanup continues after Irma devastated not only parts of Florida, but also Cuba. Military officials there say it's a race to pick up debris left behind that could be flying missiles if another hurricane were to hit the island. Hundreds of workers are now loading trucks full of wreckage to take it to local dumps. The government says it's all hands on deck as many areas in Cuba are still left without power tonight. And just north of Cuba, people who live in the Florida Keys are finally able to return to see the damage Hurricane Irma left behind. Authorities are allowing residents and business owners back to the Keys, but they're warning them electricity, sewer, and water services aren't back to normal yet. Many business owners fear that people will come back not realizing what they're returning to.
I'm afraid, like I said, they're going to come back thinking that things are really back to normal, and they're really not.
Different curfews are in place for much of the 112-mile stretch of islands. Irma has caused an estimated $50 billion in damages in Florida alone. Tonight, 4 American college students who were studying abroad are now recovering in a hospital after 2 of them were attacked with acid. The 4 female Boston College students were at a train station in the French city of Marseille. That's when French police say a disturbed woman splashed them in the face with acid. 2 of them now suffering from burns and the others being treated for shock. School officials are expecting them to recover. A second man is behind bars in connection with the latest terror attack in London. Police say a 21-year-old was arrested Saturday night. Authorities believe he played a role in the bombing of a London Underground train on Friday. The explosion injured 29 people. An 18-year-old is also being charged for the attack. Some interesting conversations were held at several locations on the UW-Madison campus today as IdeaFest entered its second day. Today, our own Greg Newman joined dozens of scholars and experts to moderate and discuss topics ranging from politics to philosophy. Greg moderated a discussion called The Age of Trump, which discussed partisanship and what's happening in America right now. Hundreds of Madisonians gathered along Willie Street in Madison today to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the city's Willie Street Fair with their annual parade. The festival is tons of fun for everyone in the community, and to celebrate their 40th year, organizers had a pretty delicious surprise planned.
We have a 16-foot float behind me. I don't know if the camera can see that. And in the centerpiece of that float is a 10-foot high cake. We'll be serving cake for 400 people.
Organizers say the event has had such longevity because it's community-centered, and they can't wait to start planning for next year's event.
Now, 27 storm track weather with meteorologist Max Severus.
Well, luckily that parade happening after the rainfall moved out of here. We got in on a few hundredths of an inch in Madison, but let's check out the rainfall reports, which are a little more impressive west of here. Boscobel, around a ½ inch. Same thing out in Steuben. Mauston, similar trend there. Even Dodgeville over in Iowa County at the airport, around a third of an inch. So getting in on a little bit of beneficial rainfall. We have been experiencing abnormally dry conditions. However, notice in Madison and anywhere to the south and east, not much, just a couple hundredths of an inch worth of rain. So we've gone 8 dry days in a row from last Saturday all the way through this past Saturday. We had a couple hundredths of an inch early this morning, just after midnight coming on through. But notice, more rain chances as indicated by these green boxes here. So we are in a bit of a deficit, about 1.5 inches below average for this month, and I think we'll make up lost time as we head into the next several days. So there was the rainfall as it pushed through, definitely favoring western spots. It fizzled apart as the heating of the day went away. That's really all we can blame that for. But that was a cold front that also edged temperatures back significantly as well. We had the clouds that stuck with us until really late in the day. That caused for a really nice sunset as we look off the Constellation building overlooking Lake Mendota. Again, a nice night, a little on the cool side though. And notice the temperature trend. We topped off at 87 on Saturday. Today, just skimming 70. We touched it this morning, went down to the upper 60s, and then rebounded back to near 70. So again, kind of hovering around the same temperature all day long, in fact. How do we do on that 4-degree guarantee? Just a couple degrees off, and our cash pot now is above $400. And I expect this to keep climbing because I have high confidence in our forecast as we get into the next several days. Where are temperatures right now? Well, 50 degrees in Camp Douglas and Montello. We're at 52 in Watertown, 55 in Janesville, and 54, good evening to everyone, in Lone Rock. And we don't stop there. I think by the time we get the kids to the bus stop tomorrow, they will need the sweaters. Upper 40s are expected, even cooler to the north and west. So A little bit of sunshine to start off, but don't get used to that. We cloud up as we head throughout the day. Low 70s by the time the kids get home from school, so that's pretty mild for this time of year. However, beyond that point, by our evening drive, and as we're sitting down for dinner, I do expect a few showers and storms to get their act together farther to the west. Let's track that in greater detail. For now, high pressure that allows for the relatively clear trend in the immediate time frame. Then we enter into tomorrow, sun-cloud mix with more clouds as we go throughout the day because there's that low pressure system that'll be coming close to home. This computer model not picking up a whole lot of rainfall, I don't agree with that. I do think that we'll at least see a few showers and storms later in the evening and more scattered action at night. That low pressure system pushes on by and we have more clouds than sun to contend with by Tuesday. So the rain chances play out like this. Later in the afternoon and evening, few to scattered can be expected, more so at night. Then on Wednesday, a few more rain chances, not everyone getting wet. I think that's going to favor our north and western sections once again. 49 degrees tonight, partly cloudy and cooler. Tomorrow topping off at 73, so a pretty similar temperature trend to what we saw today. And then we'll have those scattered evening and overnight thunder showers to contend with. So your 7-day forecast has a warming trend beyond tomorrow, 75 by Tuesday, and then the temps really jump. Mid-80s on Wednesday, a few thunder showers will be heard. And then we'll have those overnight as well. But again, not getting everyone wet. I think tomorrow's going to be the bigger rainmaker. But temperatures that will be very summer-like for everyone as we head through your midweek and beyond. So a little something for everyone in that 7-day forecast, unless you want that bitter late fall feel. We don't have that yet.
We will keep these high temperatures while we can.
Yeah, we have them from now.
All right, thank you, Max. And coming up, in addition to a Packers update, we'll hear from the Badgers quarterback on his big day against BYU. That's next in sports.